Okay, recording now, just so you know.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'll just say real quickly the goal here is to connect GeoMedia to the new Oracle database. I want to be clear that I'm connecting to um, only what your Caltrans DBAs have given me access to, which is a testing training database. So there will be a production database. I don't know whenever they decide they're ready to roll out production. But anyhow, it's what you're going to be looking at is the latest and greatest, like sort of database setup, and also the latest and greatest data. Anyhow, all right, blank database or blank connection. We're going to connect to the new system using the username and password I just gave you, and importantly, also the host string. So Oracle read write doesn't really matter, but I'm going to call this LRST1. That's the name of the database instance is LRST1 dot HPMS edit. That's the user that you'll connect with um, most of the time. HPMS edit. All right, so I'm copying that, Control C, pasting that into the username. The password is what I sent you in the email. And the host is also what I sent you in the email, which I'm going to grab right here. Blam. Everything making sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, connecting. Um, all right. And now we're connected. And what you'll see if you right click in the legend and say add is the name of your connection and all these feature classes. Um, if you take a look at the diagram that I sent you earlier today, it gives at least a modicum of explanation about what's the deal with all these different layers that you see here. What we're going to worry about right now is this one, hpms.view routes catalog. And the purpose of this, of the route view VW underscore routes catalog layer is twofold. It supports two things. First, it is the I'll say the definitive place, the definitive layer from which you should extract the routes catalog for submittal to HPMS. I'm going to throw it on the map, and I'll just say this is going to take probably a good minute, maybe 30 seconds to a minute to load, because it's pretty much the entire off-system network. So the first thing, okay, so I was saying this serves two purposes. One is it's the definitive layer for submittal. The second thing is you use this layer as a mechanism to define segments of route as public or not public. And I'll show you in a second how to do that if you're interested. Of course, the thing has to load. Maybe I'll pause the recording for the sanity of those who might be watching in the future. Sorry about that. But, okay, the recording is going on. So what we're looking at now is the routes catalog layer. It loaded in probably, like I said before, between 30 seconds and a minute. And we're looking at the attributes of one little segment, this one, of uh, of route from this VW routes catalog layer. And there's a few things going on here. These are the attributes, and basically the attributes that matter are route ID, begin mesh, end mesh, and then there's this is public thing here, which, by the way, through this view, you have the option to edit. So let me just zoom out a hair and write a query and say, all right, well, show me routes catalog where the HPMS VW routes catalog where is public equals false, meaning it's not public. So I double clicked on that, brought down to 0. And I'm just going to name this query attribute query of VW that. So, and I'll just colorize these like gray or something. All right, so everything that is not a public road just got turned to gray. Can you see the gray versus the blue?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Aaron, does this look accurate based on the data you gave me?
Look about a lot.
Yeah, it looks like these are all the alleys. Like a typical person would think of this as a block, probably, and this is an alley in between.
Yeah, that's only a driveway. Yeah.
Is there a portion of the state that we could look at that would be, I don't know, just a good visual for like training purposes for you and for the three of you?
I mean, in terms of what? In terms of visual, whether it's public or private or something.
Yeah.
Well,
whatever. I mean, I don't.
Maybe go to, the area I know is a little bit north. Garden Highway, where the Garden Highway is.
What county?
Orange County. I'm sorry, Sacramento County.
Oh, okay.
It was not too far from that area, but.
Well, here you can see all these roads you took out, all these like forest roads, probably.
Yeah, that's unaccessible, unpassable road. I think.
Anyhow,
well, if this is based on what we gave it to you, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
so
we don't have.
Okay. Let me switch this from that to this. Let's just switch it to is public equals true. There. So -1 means true, 0 means false. Just there. What this will do is switch it around. And the point is that this resulting query, where is public equals -1, those are the roads that should actually be submitted. So once you've established which roads those are, they're coming in right now. This will probably also take 30 seconds or a minute. Then we can export them to a GeoMedia file. Is this making sense, Aaron?
Yeah. I mean, any questions so far, Queyn and Hiep?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I don't think we hear you, Hiep. Look like you melt.
Okay. Adam, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I just wonder, so the under route layer right there is December deliverable. I mean August route layer, right? Just
Yes,
double
that's
checking.
right.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Question. Do you know in the future on April we will have a new deliverable? So the single
I
line
think
mileage,
so. That's a
the single line
question
mileage
better.
will be increased.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Um, you know the single line mileage will be increased on the next submittal deliverable.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Because we try not to, we already clean up those. We don't want in the future we have to go back and clean up those private and public roads again.
No, you don't.
What?
The
Yeah.
work you've done should transfer to the new deliverable.
Mhm.
Yeah, the work you've done should transfer to the new deliverable just fine. So you won't have to worry about that. I'll take care of that to the extent I can.
Mhm.
But I guess your question about will there be increased mileage, again, I don't, that's a question better suited for GIC because they're the ones
Mhm.
actually doing that work.
Okay.
Come on. I'm going to pause this recording.
Filter out all the DNC and secondary carriage rules.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that in the definition of the view that we're looking at, which is right here. So where carriage flag equals P, and where route type is not in DNC or state highway system.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, and then at this point, it's real simple. That we create an access file to output to. So let's see here. Sorry, new warehouse. It's going to be an access warehouse. I'm going to throw it on the D drive here. Call it route catalog. Maybe with today's date, 2016-0308. Okay, and then output attribute query of the view routes catalog out to the target connection of route catalog. That's it. Press go. And
output the feature. Okay.
Yep, that's right. So what it's outputting the feature class now, and if we just it'll take some time for it to output it, but this is the file it's creating, the MDB file. And I believe if I refresh, yeah, see it's growing. If I refresh again, the size will go up. So GeoMedia is pumping data into this file right now. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So the output process is, you bring in the view routes catalog, the view of routes catalog. You filter out the routes that are private in a query, and then you output the result of that query.
Okay.
Simple.
So it looks like we
it.
already. So it looks like we have the up system route catalog for submittal. Ready?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, honestly, what I think is going to happen is this: is you'll submit it, and there'll be some errors.
Yeah.
And the best, in theory, what should happen with those errors is that the GIS unit addresses them back in the routes layer. There'll be geometry errors of some sort, and then you do another output until there's no more errors. But we'll see what happens. If there are truly some errors, then we'll have to make a decision for what's the best course of action in this year, while things are in flux. So cool. Anyhow, when this is done, I'll send you this file, and we can keep moving along.
Okay. So you send us this when it's done, or Quinn, should we also create this on our site, or just
we can do it.
Or use the
That's
one
a great idea.
Or use the one that Adam, or maybe some project.
You know what?
It is
Do
simple,
this.
man.
Do it yourself. Do it yourself, but compare the results of what you output to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
That way you have something to compare to and know that you did it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So cool. All right. Well, I'll send you this file shortly.
Okay.
Would you please show us a little bit on the sequence that you showed us earlier, like the Oracle database?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Do you have a particular question, or do you want me to just give you a little tour of the Oracle database?
So it looks like this is like a query of the route, right?
That's exactly right. Yep. But the thing that's special about Oracle here, like this is something you can do in Oracle, but you can't do in Access. So what's going on is Oracle is running a query. Like the query is persistent. It's just constantly running, and and it's querying data from other tables, and then and compiling the data, as if it was its own table. It's not its own table, but it's like exposing the data as if it was. And what happens is GeoMedia doesn't know the difference between a view and a table. So GeoMedia is actually reading data from a query, which is commonly called a view.
Oh, okay.
And so this is the query. This is the SQL, the query that defines the view that we're reading over here in GeoMedia.
So that means we're not working on original table. We're working on a query.
Yes, exactly.
This is pretty cool. I think in the future we might use it for our query when we have the new route catalog. So we just copy and paste the code, right?
Do what?
Should work. We just copy and paste the code. It should work, right?
Well, no, not this code. I mean, again, what this defines is the data that you're going to see in the view routes catalog layer in GeoMedia. You don't have to worry about this. Like when you look at the view routes catalog layer within GeoMedia, what you're seeing is the result of a query that's running in Oracle. So the only querying that you have to do in GeoMedia is to filter out records where the road is private. I'm already doing the rest for you under the hood in Oracle.
Okay.
So in the future, when we have a new route from the deliverable in April, we just replacing that one with this one, and everything else.
No, because this is not storing data.
No. I'm not talking about this one, the one that we viewing, the original file that you were viewing from.
So when we get the new data in April, what we'll do is, so let me just show you this here. Let's see. So this is okay. There's an HPMS schema within Oracle, and then there's an LRS schema. The LRS schema contains the routes table. So you notice here that we're querying from LRS.routes. This here is LRS.routes. So what we're going to do in April is we're going to take all the data we get in April. We're going to delete all the records from this table and repopulate the table with the latest data in April. And this view will continue to exist. I mean, this view never has to change because
we just change the source and then the view.
And then everything will just automatically update in the view.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We only replacing the source, the master source.
Yep. Exactly. Which is
I think we will need the training on the Oracle database later when we have the new deliverable. Like we learn how to input the data in.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I mean, honestly, the only data. Well, which data are you talking about? Are you talking about the is public, is private stuff, or are you talking about the AADT or the data item layers?
Yeah, data item layers and the route.
Okay, yeah, we'll get there. There's really no point in going over that until you're done with the submittal and we have all the sections processed and all that. But I agree. Yeah, that's training you'll need.
Hey, Adam, who will be managing this Oracle database from outside? Is it GIS group?
Or
IT?
Well, it depends on what you mean by managing the database. IT is responsible for keeping the electricity on, making backups on a regular basis, ensuring that that security is applied properly, stuff like that. I think that the GIS unit will be responsible for workflow development and adding and changing tables as those requirements become clear. Hopefully that won't happen too often, but that'll fall on the GIS unit. And then there's a question of actual management, not of the database, but of the data. And the GIS unit will be responsible for managing the core LRS data, so the route geometry and the all roads route calibration. And also they'll be responsible for the TSN event routes layer. But you guys, really, your responsibilities are going to be in, let's see, populating. There are going to be a few things. One is you will be responsible for maintaining the ownership polygon layer. So, and when I say you're responsible, I'm not necessarily saying that you have to actually do the editing. You just have to make sure you figure out a way that it does get done, you know. And then there's also the urban areas layer, both of which form the basis of creating sections for urban code and ownership. And then you will also, lastly, like I already mentioned, be responsible for designating routes as public or not.
Okay.
Does that answer the question? Okay, good. I mean, honestly, I should be clear that I'm not in a position to tell you what you are or are not responsible for. I'm just giving you my 2 cents on what I think makes sense. But let's face it, that's Mandy's job.
So these data now is now on our server, so on our Caltran server, not your.
That's correct.
Okay, so that's okay.
That's correct. Although it's all going to get blasted in April. And I mean, the nice thing is the bones, the infrastructure is all in place. Just replacing out the data should be a fairly straightforward thing to do. But that said, the data will get wholesale replaced when GIC provides their deliverable.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna cut off the recording and I'll send you this file when I have it. But I think that's a great idea for you guys to follow this same process to create your own file.
Okay.
All right. Take it easy, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.